everybody. Just kind of wanted to show you a few things. Most people are familiar with the Nintendo Game & Watch. So we got the Snoopy tennis here, Mario Cement Factory, Fire, Parachutes, Donkey Kong Jr., Octopus, and Mickey Mouse, which was really, the original was called Egg. It was made by Nintendo, and then they made a Mickey Mouse version of it. And speaking of Mickey Mouse and making different versions of stuff, was this. So most people, most Americans I should say, are familiar with the Game & Watch. So I'm no different. I was around when these came out. So, but you know, the thing is, we got something different here. So it's Mickey Mouse, but as you notice, it's in. Actually, it looks like Russian at the top and Armenian at the bottom. And then so, in fact, they were made in Russia, copied, if you will, by the Russians, and they made some of their own versions actually. So the first they were copies of Nintendo, and then they started making their own stuff. So probably the one that was made the most Russian people are familiar with is the new Pogody version. So in the Soviet Union there was a cartoon called New Pogody, and so that was probably the one that they made the most of. Looks like it went off. Yeah, looks like it's got a little bit of a battery connection. Almost all of these work. As a matter of fact, I think they all work. Some work better than others. You know, they're getting kind of up in age, so they don't work as well as they used to, but a lot of times you just got to fiddle with them and they'll come back on. So anyways, there are some different versions of the Russian version, the Elektronika, I guess, version of this. And so anyway, we have the boxes in Armenian and then Russian. So again, as an American, I had never seen the Russian version until maybe 5 years ago, you know, with the internet. So this was all real interesting to me, very different, you know. And then come to find out, maybe a year ago, there was an Armenian version. So I'm starting to think that some of these are in Russian, and maybe the other ones are in Ukrainian. I know they're different. They're similar to an ignorant American like myself, but believe that, as a matter of fact, I'm sure there's some differences. So I'm pretty sure that's what the differences are here. And then while we're on the same subject, so anyway, they had a different version that was bigger and much more rare. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work anymore. It worked up until tonight, and now it doesn't work. And so the thing with this is the thing would come apart. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. There it is. Whoops. So here's the connector. Here's that connector. So it's the same kind of a thing. Just kind of slides in there. And then, kind of on the same subject of the New Pogody, which is what this says here in Russian. So some of this I know what it says and some of it I don't. So I'm pretty sure that says auto slalom or something like that. New Boogity. So there's a few things I kind of know what it says, but most of it no. So kids also had these calendars back. This was actually back before the games came out, because this is 70s. And you see these games didn't come out until the 80s. Actually 90s, I think. Now that I think about it, late 80s was the first Nintendos, and then this is the 90s. No? Alright, I think it's getting too late. I'm getting woozy. I'm gonna sit down, listen to the radio some more, my Russian radio. And thanks for watching, okay? Bye-bye. Oh well, good night. There it goes. Come on, no more music. Alright, good night.